Hello and welcome to Social Innovation Talks, the official podcast of Benilde HIFI, where we spotlight change makers and trailblazers shaping a better future through innovation and impact. I'm your host, Architect Alex Abiar, Incubation Management Unit Head of Benilde HIFI. And today's episode is a special feature for the BeAT Awards or the Benilde Alumni Technopreneur Awards. Joining us is the very first grand winner of BeAT Awards, Miss Camille Albarracin. So she's the founder of Everything Green, a pioneering social enterprise tackling waste and sustainability head-on through circular economy principles and community empowerment. Miss Camille, welcome to Social Innovation Talks.
Thank you, Architect Alex, and thank you for having me and be able to share my insights about social innovation.
Okay. So, kamusta naman, Miss Camille? How was your day going here at Benilde HIFI?
It was great. Actually, even with the heat, talaga malalaman mo yung climate change, no? But of course, as a founder, lahat tayo, di ba? We also want to make sure na operations are still on kahit na we know that the summer heat is on. So, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman tayo.
Ayun. Sige. So, yeah, let me start with our first question. No? So, let's start at the beginning, Miss Camille.
Yeah.
So, how did Everything Green come to life? Was there a particular moment that sparked the idea?
Actually, people would always say that there's no accident in what happens, diba? Like, there's no such thing as an accident. But for me, I would say it was a serendipitous moment because it really started while I was working in the hospitality industry for more than X number of years. I won't be mentioning it anymore. But ayun, while I was in the hospitality industry, I have realized that the hospitality actually generates waste, a lot of waste. In fact, did you know that for every night stay, a guest will actually generate at least 1 kilo of waste per room per night. So ikaw, kapag nagstay ka in a hotel, you would actually generate 1 kilo of 1 kilo of waste per room per night. So ganun siya kadami. And because of that, this inspired me to become to help and be part of the solution when it comes to waste management. So during that time, naisip ko din na it was more of a sustainability, a passion project rather than a business. And when I left the industry and really focused on this advocacy, because we had other personal plans when I left the industry and resigned from my 20-year work in my career as a professional. The direction was really focused on really being like a sort of a consultant as a sustainability consultant for different organizations. But life took me in a different path wherein I met a community through my consulting job, and they presented me a sample of agricultural waste, which is the bakbak. And from that time, I told the community like, hey, since what we need in the hotel are actually sustainable slippers, because there are sustainable slippers. However, these are usually imported from other countries. So it would actually defeat the purpose of having to import sustainable slippers coming from different countries. So sabi ko, baka naman we can already have our own brand that talagang we can call it ours. Right. So with that bakbak, I told the community artisans there, let's convert it into hotel slippers. And guess what, Alex? After 6 months, we got our first PO because of that sample. And I mean, it just started like a quick idea, and then let's turn it into a hotel slipper. And then 6 months, we had a small, we joined a bazaar, and then we got our first order. And automatically, since my direction wasn't really having it as more of retail, but the hotels keep coming in, and because of the interest, and it's since I'm in that industry, my circle of friends then would also be interested, of course, since sila yung madaling i-convince because sila yung part of the industry. So yun, so 6 months, we had our first order after, yun. So, ganun lang talaga siya kabilis. So, it was, I would say, a redirection from coming in as a passion project and really wanted to help the community that I was as a consultant. And then, yun lang. So, I think everything happened very quickly, and
Right.
it was driven by the passion that I had with sustainability.
Ang galing, no? Basically, from that one idea, nag-snowball na lang, one thing led to another, and now here you are, no? But for context of those who are watching, what program again did you take in Benilde, and did you experience, or how did that experience inspire you to start your entrepreneurial journey?
Yes. Actually, I took my master's in tourism and hospitality management. Since nandun ako in the tourism and hospitality management industry. And I remember very, very clearly during that time, we had a subject on new ventures. During that time, since I was working as an employee in an organization, my mindset was very different. But it actually sparked, the new venture sparked the idea of having a true entrepreneurial spirit, even as a Benildian. In fact, our professor then told us to come up with our own business. So we had a business idea then before, but it was very different from the current, but it was very close to sustainability. We had to do like traditional alcoholic beverages using sustainable ingredients coming from the farmer. So very relatively, very relatively similar to what we're doing right now. And because of that, I think I had that intuition na kung makaya nga namin to execute in 2 to 3 months during that period, and that gave me like a springboard to like, okay, I can do this. And this is something that it's not just out of passion, but it has to be something more to be done in a purposeful manner, and talagang may intention. So I think yun yung nagsimula nung entrepreneurial journey ko. But again, I think I already had it even when I was younger, but with the master's program in MSTHM, it even pushed me further and realized it was more of a self-awareness and self-realization na pwede pala akong maging isang technopreneur, and I can actually be a founder of a startup.
Gaano katagal from your, I guess your journey with your masters in Benilde, from the time of conceptualization of everything green, gaano katagal yung in between nila?
Okay. When I think that was our last academic year, if I recall, that was around 2014. So that was 2014, and then 2015 again, 2016, we had to continue that business idea. And then I left the industry I resigned on 2018. So yung from 2018, doon na nag-start si Grinelas. Yun.
Grinelas pa.
Grinelas.
Hindi pa siya everything
Hindi
green.
pa. Actually, the mother company name was Everything Green, the registered, but it was Grinelas that we had to push, because Grinelas, for our viewers, that is actually our flagship product, which is Grinelas stands for green and chinelas. It's a play of words. It's actually the greener alternative hotel slippers. Yun siya. So, but before then, since we were into traditional beverages, ready-to-drink cocktails, so ibang-iba talaga. And then the second business that we had was more of for pet care, on cat food, because again, I'm a fur mom, kaya iba yung business niya, but it was still related to sustainability, because we also use ingredients from the local ingredients or from the local farmers for the cat. So medyo marami pang ventures that I entered into prior to what I have right now, which is Grinelas, under our mother company, which is our social enterprise called Everything Green.
Yeah. So basically, yung layo talaga nung, I guess medyo malayo yung jump from your expertise in hotel management, no, to developing the Grinelas. But I guess the experience or opportunity or the universe actually conspired for you to actually be inspired and actually come up with this solution that
Yes.
I guess very opportunistic as well for the Philippines, no?
That's exactly true.
Yeah, so everything green, as you mentioned, is rooted in sustainability and the circular economy. So for those who might not be familiar, how do you explain what you do again in the simplest terms?
Okay, so what we do is we convert or we transform agricultural waste such as coconut coir, baka bakbak, the one that I've mentioned earlier, water hyacinth, banana, and other agricultural waste, and we transform it into functional products for various eco-lifestyle products. But again, our flagship product would be Grinelas. So we cater to the hospitality industry because we want to solve the waste problem in the hospitality by, again, using these agricultural products and transforming them into a greener alternative. So meron na tayong supply for our hotels. And not just the hotels, but other industries then who think or who are aligned with the values of what we have, which is, again, using the circular economy model. For our viewers, again, when you say circularity, it means that, again, we're under the biocircularity. So, kumbaga from end to end, we look at it from the point of production until the end of life. Yung end of life niya can be, again, going back to the soil. Kumbaga, we call it parang soil, actually since footwear kami, from soil to soul, as in foot soil, and then from soul to soil again. So that's why paikot siya, kaya it's called the circular economy. So yun siya. So yeah, so for you to have it in the most simplest way, that hindi, kumbaga, you're not just looking at the product ends life, yung life nung product and yung pinaka-end life ng product is for you to simply dispose. But meron pa siyang, it's compostable since our material is compostable. Meron pa siyang pwedeng mangyari.
So for the next question, Miss Camille, I know mahirap, no, yung pag-develop na itong Grinelas. Actually, pwede naman tayo, again, to use the regular footwears or products, but you actually took it further and basically you fleshed out your care for the planet. So if I may ask, what challenges did you face building a business with both profit and purpose in mind, and how did you overcome them?
Wow, okay. I think the challenge are a lot. As a founder, sobrang dami. But if I would choose one specific challenge, again, it's actually a happy problem. A happy problem wherein there is a big demand for this sustainable products. But again, the main challenge would be the production of these slippers. Knowing again that I have no experience when it comes to manufacturing, in terms of production of these types of slippers or even the footwear industry. Zero experience ako with that. But the good thing about it is that there are marami tayong support system. That we have friends and also even friends here from Benilde, the designers here, kumbaga, there are people who can actually support you. But the challenge again, as a founder, is having that level of, to navigate yung level of, yun nga, may production ka, and then even doing a capacity building training for your artisans. Because since these materials is actually an innovation, so ano siya emerging product siya. So, hindi talaga siya, walang nakakaalam actually on how to navigate or how to actually use these materials, and how to scale it up eventually into a bigger bigger capacity for production. So the major problem again is how do you match, or the challenge for me rather would be how do you match the demand of these sustainable products and become competitive enough when it comes to pricing, competitive enough in terms of the quality of the product, and being globally competitive using the materials that we have, and also all at the same time innovating and developing your materials to meet the quality standards of the international market.
Yeah.
So yun. So medyo encompassing yung operations, marketing, pricing, knowing what the market needs. So I think yun yung biggest challenge for me as a founder. But it's a happy problem, right? It only simply means that the world is now being more aware that they're into sustainability, even the values that we have. And there's a demand for sustainable products, not only here in the Philippines, but also internationally. And the good thing is they believe in what the Filipinos can actually do. And they believe in the artistry and the creativeness and the craftsmanship of the Filipino. Yun. So you have to balance everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, this is, sorry, for those who doesn't know, Miss Camille is also now our entrepreneur in residence.
Yes.
And actually, yung na-share niya na problem, happy problem, is something that as an incubator, we also try to solve. No, we actually, I mean, a problem is a problem, but we also strive to answer those problems. So, Miss Camille, now, how does technology play a role in the work that you do at Everything Green?
Yeah. Yes, again, we're talking about innovation and technology. So technology really plays a very, very vital role. In fact, since in terms of scaling up and even the design and the materiality itself, like conversion of agricultural waste into footwear, it's like we have to really use technology. Even though that we know that our artisans can do it in a manual manner, pero lahat to handcrafted, di ba? But how can you actually scale an handcrafted product into something with a big order of, let's say, 500,000 pairs, di ba? So this is where technology comes in. And even when you say technology, it's not just the crafting itself, but also the formulation of the adhesive, because everything is well thought of, that we want to really reach a circular economy. So even the glue, the adhesive that you use, the thread that you use, in terms of developing that product, you also have to think about sustainability. Are your materials even sustainable? Are you ordering it from other countries? Is it actually biodegradable? So how will that affect the biodegradability or compostability of the product? Now, let's move on into production. How can you make, like, if now the capacity would be around 1,000, but how can you do it like, to scale it up to 500,000 pairs? So that's where technology also comes in. So if you would automate some of the processes, so we're also talking about processes, production, the machines that we're gonna use in the future, since we're doing this is an emerging product. So this is where the different, as HIFI, as an incubation of HIFI, this is where the connections of HIFI would also be, of value to us, innovators or incubatees, in terms of relationship also with other agencies, like government agencies, including the UST, DTI, whoever. But this is the where you would actually have your technology readiness level increase from a prototype level to a pre-commercialization level to a commercialized product. So napakalawak actually ng how technology plays in this product development, because we have a tangible product, which is a sustainable product that we are developing, which again should be quality of high quality, export quality, and meeting the global standards for international, and should also consider the changing kumbaga the different types of weathers then for other countries. So lahat yun kailangan scientific, yung dapat durable siya at the same time. It could withstand different types of weather, so, and also different types of location. Pag shinip, so napakadaming factors when it comes to technology. And if I can also add, through HIFI also helped us through the WH-WISE, yung DOSTP shared Women Helping Women, wherein we got the grant for a research and development specifically for our coconut coir pads conversion. So I think that is also a one level pa lang yun of where technology actually plays in a vital role in the picture, and also plays a very important role while we are developing all of this ng simultaneously. Yun.
Right. So 'di ba, ang dali kasi sabihin na hindi okay naman yung business namin or okay naman yung product, but only a few knows, I guess, no, na iba yung conversation pag nagkaroon ka na ng billions of pesos worth of order, di ba? That's the time wherein bigla mong isipin, uy, kailangan ko pala ng factory, kailangan ko pala ng technology for me to be able to deliver the products, no? And hindi naman din ganun kadali na sabihin, hindi, okay lang yan, hindi ako ready. Let go ko na lang yung billions worth of pesos na order. Hindi naman siya ganun eh. I mean, sayang, diba? At the same time, hindi din naman natin sinasabi na we will replace humans, no? Hindi namin sila i-replace, but when we talk about technology, I guess it's a means to amplify what we can do, no?
Tsaka parang ino-augment lang, Alex. Actually, it will even upskill our artisans and even the farmers, because now they have a bigger knowledge, and even the technology that we're developing will actually go to the communities as well. So it's gonna be directed to them, and the communities will actually be our factories. So, diba? So, ibig sabihin ko, hindi lang tayo, we won't be settling for simply having them do a manualized, but using technology to even help them grow their own and become these communities can also become self-sufficient. Na kahit wala na yung social enterprise such as Everything Green, they can run their own business and even supply to other businesses. So that's what we do. So that's the role of technology, and giving that, kaya may tetawag tayong technology transfer. We are actually, the tech transfer will be transferred to the community at the community level, even at the grassroots level.
Right. So yeah, speaking of technology, let's go to BeAT Awards. Can you recall, Miss Camille, how you were nominated in the very first BeAT Awards, and how was the experience?
Okay, so I guess this was like in 2019. I'm so grateful for special shout out to Dr. Glenn Ricafort. He was my professor then during my master's program. He nominated me because he saw the potential, because alam niya even the time that we were doing research, he already knew that all the projects that I'm doing was related to sustainability. So he nominated me in I believe that was in year 2019. And then it has been like, during the time, I did had wala na masyadong connections with Benilde after I graduated in 2015. But we were still in contact with my classmates naman. But because of the BeAT Awards and the nomination of that, I had again a chance to revisit my school, diba? So, which is I'm very proud of, na buti na lang, I was reconnected again with Benilde. Ayun, so that was in 2019 when he nominated me. Ayun. So
2019 was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. I started in my business. I started in 2018. So 2018 September, October, and then 2019 came the nomination of. So wala pa akong nun. Parang one year pa lang, parang ganyan.
Mahirap ba yung process when you, I guess, when you got nominated, mahirap ba yung moving forward and joining the BeAT Awards?
I don't see it as mahirap because diba, you just have to fill up the simple the forms that we have. And I think the forms are very straightforward, very practical. You just have to write and explain and share your story and the reason why you're joining or the reason why you even started your business and how technology actually helps you in terms of because it's a technopreneur pa rin, diba? So it's really so I think hindi siya mahirap for me because it was just simply having a platform to tell your story and be able to share what you're passionate about. So it's not hard. So, yeah. So, for those who would like to join, hindi siya mahirap. Hindi siya mahirap. Just at least meron kayong way to actually promote and even share your project or your enterprise or your startup.
Yeah. So, what did winning the first BeAT Award mean to you personally and professionally?
Oh, wow. Looking back in 2019, again, it was unexpected because I was actually, I don't want to say we're really competing, lalo na yung batch namin. Because if I could mention some of my batchmates then, Edoxine was one, si Lucky of Discover MNL, Beautify, and a lot more. So, our batch during the time was not really competing eh. It was like sort of a reunion.
Wow.
Though hindi kami magkakakilala, but I mean, because of, dahil alam namin na alumni kami, parang we had our own stories to tell. And then they became good friends. And even them, I also seek help from them if I have questions. So until today, we're still in touch. So BeAT Awards was not simply like a platform or a competition. I don't want to call it a competition because I learned even from my peers during that time and my fellow awardees and finalists during the time. So it was more about learning since bago pa ako nun like I think 1 year pa lang talaga the time when I started. So I was fairly new in being a startup founder and even a social entrepreneur. But the others were already medyo mas matured na sila during that time. But I guess because of that, I had that pride. Tapos doon ko rin na-realize na, nga pala, this is the reason why I chose to why I even studied here in Benilde because we saw that meron kaming similarities in terms of the passion projects that we do. And alam mo yung creative, di ba? We're talking about sustainability, creative industry. So nakikita mo yung different creativity of each startup na nandun. So for me, it means a lot. Syempre, it's the first, diba? It means a lot. And it brought pride for me. And it also brought, like, every time I meet Benildean outside, I'm proud to say that I'm also from Benilde. And in fact, I am a BeAT awardee. So, may times na ganon. And I think that also was a sort of a springboard for me to also be confident enough about, and in fact, it validated the idea more and more. So, mas nagkaroon ako ng other opportunities. And I joined, that year then, I even joined APEC I was a representative going to Taiwan, Taipei, and I even joined the pitch. Hindi ko nga alam na pitch competition siya. I just presented and I didn't know na pitch competition pala siya. We got that first award. That was right after BeAT Awards. So, I got the best in pitch in Taipei, winning for the Philippines. So, ganun siya, ganun kalaki yung natulong sa akin ng BeAT Awards because hindi lang siya like, it was also sort of an incubation, co-incubation. Ayun. So, it really helped me a lot and it boosted my confidence and validated the idea. And again, I have more friends right now.
Yeah.
Ayun. So, yun siya. So I would really encourage those people or Benildians out there to really, if you have a business already that you see that merong that you want to be part of the BeAT Awards. So, highly recommended the experience. Yeah.
Come to think of it, no, you mentioned when in Manila, Edukcine,
Discover MNL.
Discover MNL and
Beautify, sino pa ba yung isa? A lot more. Iba na yung startup ni Gillian, but he had so marami.
Yeah, big names na, no, mga big names and really making impact in the whole world. And just recently, Edukcine launched their Edukcine USA.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you will really be inspired, no, knowing that you have friends making an impact globally, no? So, ang galing. So, Miss Camille, moving forward, how did BeAT Awards help you develop now as a founder and help you grow your business?
Okay. Aside from the stories that I've mentioned earlier, it's again reconnecting to Benilde. So, if wala si BeAT Awards, I wouldn't be actually here in HIFI. Diba? So, it really played a very important role. Kung dahil kay BeAT Awards, nandito ako sa HIFI and meaning that what HIFI can actually help me, actually hindi lang helped and still continuing to help me is really scaling up my business. Kasi, and yung tipong you have a community where you can ask fellow alumni then, and then even you get experts, coaches, opportunities to talk to other people, and then having connections with government grants. Simply having a conversation with you, Alex, with Sir Paul, Sir Robin, the entire team, doon siya nakakatulong eh. So, the change, kung mapapansin nyo, everything green before was just a very small group lang kami, na very small, and now we're growing our impact. And that's because of the BeAT Awards and because being part of an incubation program such as what Benilde HIFI is all about then. So, ang laki ng jump. May kita mo din yung jump. But of course, hindi lang siya jump. Meron talaga siyang roller coaster ride. But again, I think it's having your product market, kumbaga yung ma-reach mo yung product market fit at the same time, the technology as well. And then, having that strong support system. And yun nga, yung scaling up part. And really have to that, yun nga, bar more of dun sa looking at financial opportunities, then not just grants but investors eventually. So yun yung naitulong ng BeAT Awards. So if you would look at the persona of everything green before as against ngayon, I think nag-mature kami like 10 times or even 20 times better from what we used to be. So that's the importance of what BeAT Awards really means to me and being part of HIFI as an entrepreneur in residence then.
Yeah. Actually, naalala ko, no? I mean, napagkwentuhan na natin to before, but during the pandemic, 2020 or 2021, around that time, that was the first time nagkausap tayo online and I don't know how to share this, but being an incubator at the time was really, really hard. And the same time, it's opportunistic, no?
Yes.
Kasi that's the time wherein you can really solve problems, ganyan. But during that time, it's also important to connect or reconnect. And para sa akin, it's just a really, really happy thought na, oy, that was the first conversation during the pandemic, and now we are working together as fellow enablers of startups or impact-driven initiatives. So, Miss Camille, looking ahead, no? So, we talked about your growth as everything green, and yeah, it's admirable what you have become and what you will become. So, looking ahead, what's next for everything green, and are there exciting projects or partnerships in the pipeline?
Actually, there are a lot coming. I would say kailangan we have to also move very, very fast, precise, and in the speed of the words of, I would borrow the words of Sir Paul, dapat speed of light na yung takbo namin. But of course, with the limited resources and the limited number of teams. So, now we are now open for investments, and like before, medyo we're kind of slowing down, hesitant. Tapos now we wanted to grow talaga the business, and we want to make sure that the PO that we're getting can now be fulfilled. So we want to place that mark. Ang Pilipinas, magkaroon ng mark sa buong mundo na tayo ay nagsusupply ng coconut coir in a very high quality, and kumbaga we want to make sure that to become globally competitive, and we can actually, hindi lang tayo basta, okay, we'll just receive the PO and then bahala na si Batman. But we want to put structures,
Right.
and now the empowering the communities, that's not gonna be like a hearsay lang, but it has to be more transparent, it has to be very truthful, and kailangan talaga may impact. And we want to see that be an actual thing that's gonna happen, na makikilala ang Pilipinas because of what we are doing, and it's because of the effort. It's a collective effort of not just everything green, but different government agencies, and of course Benilde. So it's a collective effort that would make a big mark as a Filipino creative and sustainable industry. That's the big goal. It's not just us, but it's more than everything green.
It's really admirable, no, na, yeah, alam ko mahirap, no, for those watching, this is
Yes.
something that is really, really hard. Sabi nga ng boss namin, si Sir Paul, doing a startup is one of the hardest thing that
true.
a human being can do. And nilagyan mo pa ng angle na circularity and community enabler, no? So, multiply mo pa ng 100 siguro yung challenge, no? But we're here really trying to make an impact in the world, no? Yeah. So, alam ko mahirap actually, di ba? 90% of startups, or tama ba yung statistics? 90% of startups fail, and only 10% of those successful entrepreneurs are actually technopreneurs. So, mahirap na mahirap. So, we understand, and we understand if mag-give up ka or you fail. But para hindi ma-discourage yung mga fellow Benildians natin or aspiring startups, Miss Camille, if you have one message for future Benildians, innovators, listening right now, what will it be?
Yeah, that was actually the most parang difficult question, kasi I have so much in my head right now. But again, I will borrow these words from one of our mentor din, and even si Sir Robin. Special shout out to you, Sir Robin. I just remember what he said, that sabi niya sa akin, Camille, your business plan can actually change. Kasi kahit mag-pivot tayo na mag-pivot ng businesses natin, that's really true, di ba? Actually, every year yata nagpe-pivot kami, change tayo. Okay, let's say, but sabi niya sa akin, your mission plan will always remain. So, I think for the Benildians out there, if you have a bigger purpose, focus on the mission. What's your intention? What's the mission of what you're doing? And go back, again, medyo cliche, going back to your why. But I think that's how startup founders actually stay true to their own purpose because they know what their mission is. So, yun lang yung advice ko. And I think to add on that would be using the right momentum. Yung momentum mo, pag nandyan na, an opportunity mo, huwag mong bitawan. Use it to have a bigger push and then ituloy mo lang. And then kapag nag-fail, at least nagawa mo. And then go back again to your mission and then have that certain momentum. Pero if you have good intentions, you know what your mission is, yun yung na-notice ko. And then people would always look at your good intention and look how fast and how it's about execution there. So it's not merely just an idea, but it's about executing fast in a way that you're looking at the opportunities that you have already and use that to gravitate on that para mas mabilis kang gumalaw and mas mabilis kang mag-move forward. So that's my go back to your mission, have a strong intention, and use your momentum wise. And then if you fail, it's okay to fail, at least nagawa mo. But again, fail smartly. Listen from your fellow startup friends or be part of an incubation program that would help you grow your idea faster and to grow your startup faster by also having a great support system such as HIFI.
Thank you, Miss Camille. And if I may add, do it now.
Do it now, yes.
Do it now. So, palagi namin to sinasabi, we only have a window to really execute our idea. Otherwise, ito yung pinakakatakutan namin. Our ideas may get obscured. Eventually, if you will not do it, someone else will do it.
Yeah.
That's how things go. So, Ms. Camille, thank you for sharing your story and inspiring us. With your work, Everything Green is a shining example of what's possible when purpose meets action. And we're proud to celebrate your journey as our very first BeAT Awards Grand Winner. So, palakpakan.
Hey.
To our listeners, stay tuned for more stories from Benildian changemakers in upcoming episodes of Social Innovation Talks. And until next time, keep shaping the future. You can still nominate in the BeAT Awards 2025. Just type in tinyurl/BeAT Awards 2025. So that's all for our Social Innovation Talks for today. Again, this is your host, Architect Alex Abiar. Thank you.
Morning, everyone, and welcome to the Benilde Alumni Homecoming BeAT Awards edition.
My heartbeat to your heartbeat. Parang, di ba? So, it's really linking us all together, all of us 9.
The BeAT Camp and the BeAT Awards, sana is just the start. But after the BeAT, let's continue working together. There's programs for you, for those that needs not only coaching, mentoring. We might be able to help you source out funding.
Since we're gonna prepare you actually for the BeAT Awards, instead of mentors, we call ourselves more of a conversation partner. Because we want this space to be a safe space and a place where you can express all your ideas, all your feelings.
It takes its inspiration from coffee breaks. Ang sabi ng OST, real conversations, real connection and interaction happens during coffee breaks.
Of course, having in mind that we innovate to include
I was able to learn from that mistake. When you get stuck with a wall, like you don't know what to do, you don't know if you're gonna climb it, and you don't know if you're gonna take a shortcut, it's okay to take a break. I took a break for 3 months. I told myself, now, okay, what am I gonna do next? This is where the pivoting comes.
I think structuring is the most important thing to any startup founders, basically. Because of the structure, that gave me and Mamu ideas on how to actually roll out our business more.
Yung takeaway ko doon is always don't forget na mag-rest. Kasi in a way, pag nag-guilty ka mag-rest, just think about it as recharging for your next task.
Walang nag-motivate sa'yo, pero ikaw lang talaga yung nakakita ng vision mo.
When scaling, ang dami mo nang kailangan. Kailangan mo ng cash flow, yung people mo, and everything, warehouse, separate.
And being able to connect with them in a personalized manner.
And nila hinandle yung challenges nila with real and resilience.
Same level of skills and talents.
That it's normal that you question yourself.
You make the most out of kung ano yung
Number one is yung product quality talaga. Pag ang product mo is gold star, talagang babalik at babalik sila.
That's one thing na special with Benilde. Lahat ng negosyo natin is connected talaga sa society.
Kaya mo bang tumayo in front of the stage? You will still stand up for what you believe in and what is it that you're actually offering.
My boss told me, like, Cross, I think you're not built for corporate anymore.
I've been doing is when I build things, I give it to someone else.
Bring it to the next level para you can scale and be a billion-dollar company. And that's what we're looking for in the Philippines.
Because we are Benildians, let's go and change the world a heartbeat at a time. Yan. Animo Benilde. Animo Benilde.
You're listening to Benilde Hub of Innovation for Inclusion SITALKs. So today we're gonna delve into somewhat it's close to home. We're gonna talk about the winner of the Benilde Alumni Technopreneur Awards 2023, Ripamana. Ripamana's win at the BeAT Awards. I had the honor of hosting that event, and today we get to sit down with the brilliant founder of Ripamana. Ripamana is a fashion brand rooted in circularity, social impact, and design excellence. Today, we're joined by Darius, Juson, Ripamana's founder, and as we know him, Darius. So Darius today is giving you again the spotlight after winning BeAT Awards last year. So let's start with something personal. How does it feel looking back at how Ripamana started as your capstone project? Did you ever imagine like you're gonna be right where you are now?
Honestly, it's really quite shocking even up to this moment, because I pursued this social enterprise right after I graduated from my undergrad in Benilde. So there was really no plan A, no plan B. Like, we just went all the way with pursuing this because I really saw that there's the motivation, and also the people surrounding me is helping me build the Ripamana as a social enterprise. So it's really I would say far from where we began from last year up to today.
So your philosophy around the 3 R's, the responsible sourcing, resilient design, and reliable livelihood, it feels deeply embedded in everything you do. Can you walk us through on how those principles shape your decisions, especially in a space as fast-paced as fashion?
Yeah, really not just a brand or a social enterprise, but Ripamana in its core really is rooted deeply in our core values, such as being socially responsible and socially caring for the people and the planet as well. So through that's where we get our inspiration in creating the designs or the direction of the brand going into. As said, we are a slow fashion brand wherein we don't really catch up with the trends or like go in schedule like with fashion weeks or with creating collections. Like approximately we just create like 1 collection a year, and with that like it's being through the timeless designs, and with that I would say that we are really creating low, what do you call this, garments or designs that really has low footprints but high in impact in terms of the design and quality. And adding to that, we also wanted to nurture, really create communities, not just selling clothes or not just apparel, but also with our team members or connecting with our artisans. We want them to be locally sourced, locally created. So we connect or we partner with local government units and vulnerable communities for them to become our main workforce in creating those items. So we want to circulate everything within us, like locally.
Yeah, I've actually read that you employ women deprived of liberty.
Yes, they're one of our communities na we partnered them like since our launch. They've been the one creating those soft accessories for us, who does the crochet and some of the textile surface designs to start with Ripamana. And with that, we've sold a couple of items like through our pop-up fairs and physical activations.
Oh, that's awesome. So now let's take a moment to shout out our shared roots, Benilde. You and your co-founder, Alessandra Gutierrez, Ali, and Ripamana itself are such a great examples of what happens when creativity meets community. So can you share in what ways did Benilde shape your path, not just creative, but someone who leads with purpose?
Yes. Being in Benilde for, I would say, my whole college life, like doing my undergrad, I guess the values of Benilde, other than the creative parts or processes that I went through, like under Benilde, like the frameworks, it's also its values, like being really a Benildian Lasallian, such as with our motto, like doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Like by doing what I love or what we love passionately the most, we can create an impact through that just by doing what we love and excel from it.
You were one of the students that I would often see at HIFI. I remember when I go there, I would almost see you there and with your team. So how has HIFI helped you, and how has the space of HIFI and the BeAT Award supported your growth?
Yeah. Being an incubatee under HIFI is really a big help and really an opportunity for us to grow and start as a brand, since we don't have the facility or even a studio space of our own yet. They really provided that space and that platform for us to test our prototypes, to start our prototypes, to put our machines or our inventory of the discarded bed sheets. And with their support, with their network, we were able to do consultations and the mentorship with the experts in HIFI are really helpful.
Has winning the BeAT Awards shifted anything for you and the Ripamana team?
Definitely. It, like, the cash prize itself really helped Ripamana boost its audiences, or its amplify our mission and vision to spread the word that we are doing this, because we're the only sustainable or circular fashion brand that really tackles the niche of textile waste, specifically hotel bed sheets, since no one is doing it yet. So with the money cash prize, and also with the help of our the mentors and the mentoring sessions during the BeAT Awards, it really helped us to create, or as I said, to maximize our plans and develop our what do you call this? May mental block ako.
Go lang.
Cut mo na lang yan. Develop our plans like through extending our audiences, through creating physical activations and production of our products.
So this journey has surely taught you so much. What's one thing that you would like to share to aspiring student entrepreneurs when they want to venture into business?
I would say, or I would share that really know your market or target audience or the niche that you're looking for, and make sure that you'll be able to stand out, or whatever product or unique service that you can offer. Make sure you're the best at it, or you're the only one doing it, and also be innovative.
What can you say about those Benildian planning to join the BeAT Awards?
I would say go for it. Like, it's really an opportunity not just for you to learn and grow, but also meet other co-founders that you share the same sentiments that you can relate to, and also just creating that network that you are not alone in your entrepreneurship journey or your business journey. That I'm sure like most of the co-founders, if not all, relate to starting up their own businesses with their light bulb idea with no experience or little experience at all, like with all of the trial and errors in the process. I'm sure that's the most cohesive, or that's the most inspiring part in joining the BeAT Awards.
So I remember you guys also went through a 2-day BeAT camp headed by Miss Camille Albarracin, our BeAT Awards winner 2019. So what was your biggest takeaway from that 2-day BeAT camp?
Honestly, we were really inspired by her, like not knowing that she was we just knew she was the previous winner of the BeAT, and we found like a connection right away, since her experiences from the hospitality and hotel management, and that's where we saw like, oh, she was also the one who inspired or helped us like navigate our journey through upcycling bed sheets, or having network with this hotel chains, or having idea of like the business model that she's incorporating also in her enterprise as well, everything green. So it was really an amazing experience, like mentored by her.
So during the BeAT camp workshop that you went through, you were with different Benildian founders. Were there shared sentiments that you relate with the different founders, with your experience in your startup venture?
Yeah, I would say there are a lot of similarities or learning curves, like also meeting these co-founders alongside with us during the BeAT Awards. I would say if there's one thing that we all share in common, I guess that would be vulnerability. Vulnerability meaning allowing ourselves maybe like to fall forward and fall fast in learning all those experiences, like even coming from different industries, different businesses, different like enterprises or like ideas, but it all roots down to being that it's okay to accept that you're a vulnerable leader, that at sometimes it's okay for you, like some things doesn't work out for you, and you have to figure out how to pivot or change to a direction that is more, that will give you a successful path on what you're doing, because there's really no guarantee like in being a startup founder or an entrepreneur, but allowing yourself to really experience those challenges, those struggles, it really creates you or toughens you up in your journey as a entrepreneur. As I said, being an entrepreneur is not a linear path. We also share like struggles and sentiments, like, but we do not share it like on social media, or we do not post it as always. Of course, we wanted to highlight the best moments or the best memories that we want to share with our audiences. But also behind that, there's also a real sense of struggle and challenge that we overcome every day. Like initially first is with our production. Even now, we still don't have like a production facility or like a constant source of labor force or manpower, since we're only relying with the vulnerable communities with that. So learning from that, we also have to think of different ways on how to maximize or pivot, not just one community, but maybe looking for different communities as well. And we're working on partnerships right now that could strengthen those communities, like with the vulnerable communities and also with big hotel corporations or chains, that if we set as an example for that, we could create really a circular system for everyone, like for the society, community, and for us, like the designers as well.
Are you looking at partnering with different, because I believe you partner with Quezon City,
Yes.
with the women deprived. Are you looking at going to different cities, or?
Yes, we're actually planning to do really grassroots level of community training, not just here in Metro Manila, not just in NCR, but also in other provinces. We're looking at, to start with, like we're looking at communities in Davao City and Batangas City to also willing to be trained and to be an example for what we did in the Quezon City Women Development Program. So in that, hopefully we can create like a sustainable livelihood for them and also a sustainable production for us.
Can you briefly share how you came about your partnership with the Quezon City? Like how you came to employ the women deprived of liberty from Quezon City?
Sure. So actually that's Alice part, one of our co-founders. But sharing of how we created it, more of Alice responsible for the social development and social responsibilities of the brand. So mostly like the public relations work outside of her pamana. So she's been in touch with different local officials that created, since that the QCLGU already have a livelihood program. So we tried to learn and adapt of what are they capable making of, and with that we created designs that really suited their skills and abilities to create like the desired products that we have.
So you also trained them to
Yes, we also train them from time to time. Like we have we host different workshops depending on other organizations that supports or sponsors the workshops. Then we serve as like the instructors or the trainers for the community. So from time to time, like they can learn small or we can upscale them in different areas, so they could use that to improve their products and livelihood. Definitely, fashion was really something I was super passionate about, like even before I started college, or even before I was into Benilde, like in fashion school. But after graduating and realizing like passion sometimes isn't enough, because building an enterprise or a business really requires the skill of handling people and handling money. It's not just about all the creativity. It's not just all about the profit part, but also really understanding how to create like a sustainable business model, not just like in our designs, but also for us to sustainably survive or provide ourselves enough to allow the brand to grow. And with that, I would say it's really part of the learning curves growing up or even after graduating, that I would say it's really challenging pursuing what you love or like the passion that you've been used to, but sometimes it's not enough to fuel. It's not enough to fuel the idea or the startup idea that you have. It really comes in hand with the business part of it for you to be able to survive.
What's your dream vision for Repamana? If there are no limits, like from 5 years from now, how do you see Repamana?
Yeah, because as of the moment, Repamana has a limited like product category and like a premium price point. It would really nice to see Repamana or to dream Repamana to be accessible, like not to all, but expand really our market growth, that could be the price points could be accessible for much lower, or could be a retail item in a department store or in a boutique, that when people see Repamana, they could get a sense of what we're doing, even just with a small item or a small accessory. Because right now we're doing, bespoke or ready-to-wear women's wear and also bridal concepts. So I guess the vision for Repamana really is really to expand its accessibility to most Filipinos in the future. Yes.
So as we wrap up, where can people see Repamana and support what you do?
Of course, we have our Instagram, that's our main platform. But you could also see us in different pop-up fairs, like here in the Philippines, so around August to September.
You can also plug in your Facebook.
So we're Repamana on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and now we're on TikTok.
So that was Darius, Juson. Again, we are here at the Benilde HIFI's SITALK. So this was Benilde HIFI's SITALK with Darius, Juson, the founder of Repamana, the Benilde Alumni Technopreneur Awards winner 2023. So we invite you to follow BeAT Awards in our Facebook, and if you know some Benildean alumni, you can nominate them. You can find the links through this video and in our Facebook page.
And if you have a world-changing idea, I invite you to join the BeAT Awards 2025.